I'm Peter Milios from the Finance News Network, and today we're talking with Jindalee Lithium. Jindalee is trading under the ASX code JLL and has a market capitalisation of approximately $20 million. Jindalee, or JLL, is at the forefront of realising America's largest lithium resource. Today, we're pleased to have with us Jindalee's CEO, Mr. Ian Rodger. Ian, welcome to the network.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
To kick off, can you just give us an overview of your business?
Jindalee's flagship project is the McDermitt Lithium project. It's located in the McDermitt caldera on the border of Oregon and Nevada in the US. As you sort of touched on in your opening remarks there, it's the largest lithium resource in the US, and it's a significant deposit globally at 21.5 million tonnes of lithium carbonate equivalent. We commenced a pre-feasibility study in the middle of last year with Fluor as the lead engineer, and we're now in the meaty part of that work. We announced some test results yesterday producing lithium carbonate, so we've really validated our process flow sheet, and our PFS is due out later in the year. But from a big picture, Jindalee has the potential to really play a meaningful role in the build out of the US EV supply chains. We're going to produce a battery grade chemical, and that can really feed into those supply chains and decouple their reliance on China.
You just mentioned that your battery grade lithium carbonate has been produced from McDermitt, but can you give us a bit more detail about this?
If you take a step back, it's a lithium sedimentary deposit. The lithium is actually associated with the clay minerals. It's a very shallow ore body, very soft, and so really the process is dig it up. It's very, like I said, soft. Strip ratio is about 1, very cheap mining. Then the process flow sheet is that the ore then gets beneficiated, which is essentially washing out the coarse material and keeping the fine fragment. And then that's an upgraded feed into a leach circuit where lithium is brought into solution and then through a number of different steps purified into a lithium chemical. And that's important, the lithium chemical part. It's a battery grade lithium carbonate that can go straight into cathode plants and then in gigafactories. In comparison to say the spodumene, which Australian investors are much more familiar with, their model is dig it up. Normally it's a much higher strip ratio, it's harder rock, it's higher cost to get out of the ground. Then there's a concentration step, and then the back end of the spodumene route is, it's a much more complicated process. It's calcination at 1,000 degrees, fine grinding, and then to produce a lithium chemical, and that is normally done in China. They're building two in Australia at the moment. They're building one in the US, but largely all these spodumene producers send their stuff to China to do that real chemical processing. And that's what I was saying before around why this project's so strategic, and as is our near neighbours in Lithium Americas, who are a bit more advanced than us and in construction. They're going to produce, like us, a lithium chemical, a lithium carbonate, a battery grade lithium carbonate that can go directly in to stateside batteries, as opposed to this China story.
So Ian, you've obviously recently completed a capital raising. You're also supported by the Biden Administration Act. How is funding, and what will these funds be used for?
We've currently got 2 grant applications in, one with the Department of Defence and one with the Department of Energy, both of which would materially co-fund different aspects of the project. The one that we're probably most excited about is the one with the Department of Defence. It would materially co-fund a feasibility study. So, from the PFS through to a FID decision, and that's free money, I guess. It's not a loan, whatnot. It's non-recourse grant funding that we would have to, match in the order of sort of 50%. So there's no certainty around either of these. The Department of Energy one is for a larger amount, but potentially to help on demonstration scale test work or go towards a capex the project. And eventually, we're hoping then in the second half of this year that we get a notification decision around those. We're pretty excited by that. On the government support side of things, we've also flagged in some of our guidance, we're in advanced negotiations with a technical cooperation agreement with some US government agencies, and that's probably earlier on the horizon than the grant funding, but it also sort of speaks to that, we're pretty tapped into, these different agencies, and, we hope to convert some of this into material support in the not too distant future.
Ian, you mentioned the PFS. Can you provide an update on where that is at?
For sure. We're well advanced on the PFS. We're just finalising our mine plans at the moment. What we expect that the PFS will show is, large scale production of lithium chemicals over multi-decades, and so that's why it's I say it's a strategic asset, and that's why it's material production. Unlike a lot of our peers in spodumene and others that have mine lives of 10 to 15 years, it'll be orders of magnitude larger than that. We're really excited about pulling this together in the next couple of months and sharing it with the market.
Ian, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.